Who is the real successor?
Fuck off, JaviPonzo.
Succession es la serie que todo el mundo está mirando. Queremos ver el final. Llegan unos días y qué mejor que hablar con uno de sus actores protagonistas porque él está dentro de la serie, es Connor Roy y está conectado del otro lado. Alan Rusk, are you there?
Hello, how are you?
Fine, and you?
I'm well, thanks. Nice to be here.
Well, congrats for this TV show. Thanks for your time.
You bet.
Well, we talk about the end, obviously. What will happen in the last episode? Tell me everything.
No. They'll come, they'll take me away. I think you're going to all be very, very satisfied. I mean, I think that this last season is our best season. And I mean, that's saying something because we've done some pretty good work.
Yes.
But I think this is our best season. I think everybody is on fire. All the actors came to play. They gave it everything they had. And the writing is superb. And I think, you know, I know everybody's sad to see the show go, but I think in the next episode, you're going to be very satisfied.
Great. Okay, with no spoilers, how did you feel about the way it all ends?
I think it makes perfect sense. I think, yes, I think Jesse is masterful, and he's thought all these things out, and every character has such depth and detail. I think it's perfect. I think it's perfect. I mean, I think you might be sad, but I think it's perfect.
No, but were you surprised with the end, with the script?
I found out, I guess I found out when we were still shooting episode 7, because we didn't know. I mean, it wasn't, people just, we didn't know exactly. And a few people knew. And so then someone told me, he said, do you want to know what happens? I was like, yes.
Yes.
You know? And he told me, and I was stunned for a bit. I was stunned, but then it was like, oh, that all makes perfect sense.
Great. Did you shoot one version or more of the final scene, perhaps, or the final episode?
Well, my stuff was pretty much as written, I think. I mean, we may have improvised a little bit in scenes, but I think it was mostly as written. And I wasn't there on the last day of work.
Okay.
We finished up my stuff maybe about 10 days or so before they finished the episode.
Yes.
So I wasn't there on the very last day. But yeah, but there were every time they would say, oh, this is a season wrap on whomever, everybody burst into tears, you know, because that was the last time they were going to be on set.
Yes.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yes. Alan, when did you know season 4 would be the last season?
I think we found out
in the third season. I don't know.
No, we found out in June, not too long before we started shooting the 4th season. Jesse called all of us on a big Zoom call, and he had already spoken with Brian, and he told us what was going to happen with Logan and when. And then we were like, oh, that's in the 3rd episode.
My God.
You're right. And so then you're like, well, how does the show live on without Logan Roy? So we knew that most of us knew right then and there that that was going to be it, even though Jesse would say things like, maybe, you know, he wasn't committing completely, you know, but we all knew. Did you have
any idea what to expect after the death of one of the most important characters of the show?
No, it's kind of a mystery because the writers cannot leave it alone. So we don't get the scripts basically until the last minute, you know, because they just have to keep making it perfect. So many times it was a mystery. And like the first time we all read it together, we're like, oh my God, you know, so there were many surprises for us. Yeah.
How would you say Connor Roy feels about his role in the family?
Well, you know, I think he's felt excluded for decades, you know, and I think when his father left his mother, he was probably 8 or 9 years old. I think he felt abandoned. And then he had a very sad boyhood with his mother. And so I think he's always just felt on the outside, kind of with his nose pressed up against the window looking in. And every now and then they let him in. And so he's, over time, he's learned to distance himself for periods from his family, but he doesn't have anybody else. So thank God he has Willa. He's got someone, but he has no other friends. So he keeps going back to his family.
I think Conor Roy could have a spin-off. I think there's more to tell about this guy. What do you think about that?
Do you remember the TV show Green Acres?
Yes.
Do you know that TV Green Acres? I think Willa and Connor should go do a remake of Green Acres.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. For you, as a viewer, who is the real successor?
I actually think Jerry Kelman.
Okay.
I think, you know, the two other guys at her level, Frank and Carl, they're just so jaded. They just want, you know, if there's a lot of money involved, they'd stick around, but they don't care. They just want out. And I think she'd really do a good job, actually. You know. So
yes. Alan, talking about the oldest song of Logan Roy across the 4 seasons, how did you prepare this character for this entire journey?
I took my clues from what Jesse would write, and then when you have a person that says these crazy things, and he's like on another planet. He says these crazy things. You just try to figure out what damages a person like that. How does a person become damaged to just not really be in touch with reality? And you go back and you're like, oh, sad boyhood, you know, not as sharp as the other kids. So the whole business thing, he was just like, I can't do it. I hate it. You know, so he never needed to work. There was always money for him. Logan felt guilty, I'm sure. So you know, even when in the end of season 2, when he goes up on the boat and he asks his dad for $100 million, he wasn't broke. He wasn't broke. He just didn't want to spend his own money, you know, if he could get his dad to do it. So he's always had money. He could create his own reality. So you just wind up with this person that doesn't live in the real world at all.
Right.
You know.
Right. Hey, Alan, did you say fuck off in your real life, like Logan Roy? Fuck off.
I think I say it more now than I ever used to.
Yes.
Maybe.
Well, we have to end. You have to say to me, fuck off, JaviPonzo.
No, I can't.
Yes.
Fuck off, JaviPonzo.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Alan. Congrats for the show.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Si te gustó este video, dale like, compartilo en tus redes sociales y suscríbete a mi canal.